Hello, hello, hello. Happy day, people. This is Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean Johnson. I am Tracy Davis-Johnson. And our podcast is about having conversations with people 50 and over, where they're talking about their wealth, their health, and their life changes. So like, share, and subscribe. Hey, and welcome back to Tea and Cornbread with Tracy and Sean. I am your host, Sean Johnson.
And I am Tracy Davis-Johnson.
Hey, Tracy, what's up?
Hey,
what's
Sean.
up? Listen, we got our man of the hour in today. Dr. Manny Wright, author of The Heirs of the Great Migration. We had the part 1, part 2, so this is part 3.
Part 3.
Yes, and we want to just top it off for you, Manny. Like, what was this weekend like? Thank you for even squeezing us into to your.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, to your tour, your home tour. That's what I'm calling it. Your home tour. Tell us, how does it feel to be home? What was your highlights? Just to how is it for you right now?
Excuse me. So today is a little bit better than it was yesterday and the day before. Mostly because it was kind of surreal just driving into the city. Like, I got home, to Bradley Airport late Thursday night. So that drive into Waterbury was surreal because I had all of these memories of like places that I went with my mom, or things that reminded me of my mother as I was driving home, and things that were reminding me of my family members who passed away. So it was very difficult. And then fortunately I hit the ground running Friday morning. We visited a couple of high schools downtown, in the Waterbury area, and the kids gave us energy, gave us life. And then, of course, yesterday was, I'm still processing yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was incredible.
It was when they introduced you and you got emotional. Tell us what that felt like when you looked out into the audience and you seen family, friends, a teacher you talked about that was in the audience. What was going through you? We felt it, but I want you to speak on it.
So it was just a lot of the faces I had saw coming in, but I was so in the zone when I was sitting at the table, just like preparing my thoughts and, trying to take everything in. So, and it was kind of informal in the beginning. But once I walked on the stage and I sat in front of everyone, I just started to look at all of the different faces, and some of the faces who I didn't see initially. And then, just all sorts of memories. Like, I have memories in history with so many of those faces. Mm-hmm. And then it was just, wow, these people here to, because they care about me, or they support what I'm doing. And they're interested, and mostly all of them, especially the ones that I know, and then a lot of the ones who I didn't know but met in that moment, the level of sincerity and authenticity, and care and concern for me. I felt it, and so it was just, and I'm an emotional dude anyway. So
Are you?
don't put that. Don't say. We're not gonna say that too loud. I got a reputation.
Yeah, you got
Yeah. Nah, but I am. I'm an emotional dude. So, I knew that was gonna happen, and I was trying to just like keep it together, but that's what
It's
it was.
okay.
Yeah, but that's right.
The love was in the building.
Absolutely.
That's all. The love was in the building.
But you said it. You said it on your videos on Facebook. Come out with your love, your energy, all of that, and that's what happened.
Be careful what you ask for.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Wow. So when you talked about, and we're going to backtrack a little bit, you said you went to the schools. Talk about the schools that you went to, and Did any of the kids read the book? Did they?
So, so we started out at Enlight,
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment. That's the one on Greg Street, right?
Yeah, on
the
Griggs.
where
Yep.
Pal is.
Yes.
Oh, with
Right,
Pal. Yeah.
So we started out there. Mrs. Moore, the principal there, she's incredible. I don't know if y'all know.
I don't know her.
Familiar.
No.
She's dope. She's incredible. She's she's passionate. She loves those kids.
Nice.
She ain't no joke. And and that was my first time meeting her. And so she commands the room. She commands the respect of the kids. You could tell the kids respect her. I think she did a really good job of choosing, some key staff. The staff that I met and some of her teachers there were in lockstep with her. So shout out to Mrs. Moore and her staff at Enlightenment School. And the funny thing was when I walked in the building, the first person I saw at the gate, was Ephraim. I don't know if you know Ephraim, but Ephraim was one of my high school basketball coaches when I was 14 or something.
Really?
And I have so many memories and so much history with him for all of those reasons, playing basketball back in the day. And so, it was just a shock to see him as I'm standing there. I walked in and he's the first person I see, and I was like, wow. So, and I was like, yo, I remember you, man. I said, Ephraim, man, we our birthdays are on the same day.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen this man in 35 years, probably.
Wow.
And I remembered
And you
that.
remember
I remembered
that.
that on the spot. Yeah. So, that was my initial moment walking into the school. But then once we started talking to the kids, the kids had, many of them had read the book. They asked, some really good questions. But first I gave a talk. I told them about, some of how I grew up and where I grew up and stuff like that. And then I literally grew up up the street and across the street, like up the street, across the street from where that building was. I spent a few years there on 95 Greg Street, and I shared that with them. It's literally, you could look out the window and see where I used to stay.
Wow.
And so, and I'm just telling them, where I came from and some of my struggles and, and some of the things that I'm sure a lot of them had heard about themselves from teachers or educators, and just, assuring them that, no matter what people say about you, you can flip the script, And so, this one kid came to me after, and he was sitting right in the front. He was sitting right in the front. He was looking like you could tell he was locked in. And I couldn't read it at first. He came up to me and he said, I don't know about these other kids. He said, but I listened to every word that came out your mouth.
Wow.
Whoa.
He said it just like that.
Wow.
He said, I listened to every word that came out of your mouth. I went in my pocket. I gave him my card. I said, look, this is my phone number. This is my email address.
Nice.
I want you to stay in touch with me. And if you need anything, I said, I'm not just saying this. I said, if you need anything, if you just want to talk, vent, text me, anything, I said, just, keep in touch. And then there was a lot of informal conversations that happened with kids, and they were really interested and really engaged. And then the same with the school on State Street. We went down there, and they were some, I guess State Street is a mix of younger and older students, but they were really engaged and polite. And you could tell they were smart. I was impressed. With both of the schools that we went to. I wish I could have went to Wilby. That was my, that's really where I wanted to go. But we couldn't go there because they had, exams had started, so we couldn't get there.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, and because the impact, like your teacher said, she didn't realize the impact she was having on you.
Right.
But she was being who she is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that makes a big difference.
It does.
It's just being who you are and authentic with the kids, because kids know, and so for that young man to say to you, I heard every word you said, I was listening to every word you said, locked in like that.
Yeah, that speaks volumes.
Right. And just imagine him 5 years from now.
Right.
maybe even 2 years from now, depending on how old, how old he is. But that might be that trajectory of his life
Exactly.
switching,
Yeah.
switching.
Yeah.
That's what this is the purpose of this conversation today, is to like feel and see what your purpose coming here, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not just because it's your hometown and things like that, but making an impact, giving back, reaching back and making sure that, these kids, giving him your card.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a pivotal, I think that's going to be a pivotal moment in that young man's life. Pivotal moment. And I hope he listens and heard you in a way where he said to keep in touch. Because don't tell
Well,
me
he
to
took
keep
the
in
first
touch,
step.
I'm going to do it.
He took the first step and he spoke
took-
up.
exactly.
You know, he took the first
Exactly.
step. So kudos to you for
Yeah.
giving him a hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's because a hand was given to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
All
And we
right.
always say they're not paying attention. We constantly say, even with our children, we think they're not paying attention, but they truly are.
That's
Absolutely.
all they're doing.
Yes.
Right.
Paying attention. That's
Whether
all
it's the
they're
good, the
doing.
bad, or the
Right.
ugly.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. All right. So next stop.
Next stop, I'm going to North Carolina and then Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay.
No, what I meant by next stop
sorry.
was after school. After you went to the school, then
Your weekend.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
weekend here in
Tell us your
Waterbury.
weekend.
Okay. So we did the two schools in the morning, and then we went up to Post, where the event was, Post University, and we scoped out the lay of the
the area.
the area,
Yep.
right? So because we were filming, so we just wanted to make sure that we wanted to see where everything was going to be. So we spent a few hours up there, just trying to figure out, where to place the cameras and where to put the merchandise, where to and then we had a back room where we conducted interviews with some select people because, like I said, we're doing a documentary. And so we had, all this was going on simultaneously. So I wasn't, but they were pulling people out to bring them to another room to have like little 15, 20-minute interviews with them. So we were looking on Friday to figure out where and how we were going to do everything that we were doing. And so we stayed up there for about 3 or 4 hours. We told a lot of jokes and, had some fun, and it was dope. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah, and then after that, I think, and then we went out to dinner. I went out to dinner with Judge Mosley and his crew. They invited us up to Verdi's. It's an Italian restaurant up there in the I don't know where that is.
Town Plot area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up there,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we went up there. It was good. A lot of people who I knew, a few people who I knew. Mrs. Norman was there. One of my mother's co-workers and really good friends was there, who I didn't expect to see, and it was kind of it was kind of jarring to see her, because she was really cool with my mom, So she we talked for a while. She sat next to me, and a couple of other people that I didn't know, and a few of them who ended up being on the panel. So that was my introduction to them. So Friday night, and then I went to bed.
I hope you got some rest.
Man, I still ain't got no rest.
Yeah, he went to bed. He didn't say he went to sleep.
Right,
so.
right. Okay. So
On to Saturday morning then.
Saturday morning. So, man, people don't know the stuff that go into this stuff. So I get up early Saturday morning, and now I have all the merchandise was waiting for me. So all the shirts and everything was waiting. So I had the guy bring them, and then we set up the table. So this is 8:30 in the morning. So I'm back at Post. We're setting up the table, setting up like the mannequin and figuring out where to put everything and where we're gonna have the merchandise and where we're gonna have the book signing. So we're doing all of this early in the morning, and then people started coming in. while I was there in my sweatpants. So, this maybe till around 10, 8:30 till around 10. And then I pulled out at like 10, went back to the room and got dressed and was late coming back.
Okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
That's
But
all
it
right.
worked out.
it worked out.
Yeah. So, okay. Now, what was the highlight? Like, what was your highlight about all of this? I know, like you said, just driving into Waterbury was one thing, and now you're on your way to, you said, North Carolina and Atlanta. So you'll be on your way to North Carolina and Atlanta. But what was your highlight, and what did you accomplish? What you set out to accomplish? Did or was it did it exceed your expectations? Um, yeah, all of
Yeah.
that. I have a lot of questions. Yeah, I have a lot of questions in one.
One question at a time.
Right.
Okay. My highlight, and did it exceed expectations? Okay. So the highlight, Sean, if you ask me this 5 different times over the course of 5 months, I'm probably gonna have a different answer.
Yeah.
So right now, because I'm still processing, I'm not 1,000% confident in this answer, but this is what I'll probably say. Highlight was there were a couple of people who traveled from far just for this event,
Mm.
right? Like my guy, my man. I'm gonna say Jay Baptiste. I don't know if you know Jay.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah, I do.
So Jay Baptiste,
I remember him.
yeah. So Jay and I, we went to grammar school together. But he's a few years older than me. But we went to Sacred Heart Grammar School together. His brother, Jermaine, was actually in my class, so we were the same age. But Jay was one of the first people that read the book and was promoting the book, and was like, he read it and he called me and he was like, man, like he was into it. And he said, and then he like, did his Facebook posts and IG posts and all on social media promoting the book early, like when it first came out. Like he was one of the first people promoting the book like that. So, we talked on the phone and he was like, if anything I can do to support you. I said, listen, I'm having this event. I said, just come to the event. And then before I knew it, this was months ago, because this, like I said, this is when the book first came out. So when when I said that I would be coming home, he contacted me and said, I'll be there. And he came. And so I seen him yesterday, and I seen his family. He came, his mom came, and, his brother came, and, I hadn't seen them since grammar school.
Wow.
So I definitely hadn't seen his mom since grammar school. So, it was stuff like that. It was, it was stuff like that, like so many stories like that. People who I grew up admiring, and now they're like admiring something that I did, like that's a big deal for me. Like people who I looked up to, and now they're looking at me like, yo, that's dope. The book is dope. I could go on, but I think that's probably like that story, and there are a couple of parallel stories like that.
Right.
What that I think was the highlight.
Awesome.
So Waterbury showed you love.
What?
Yes.
They did. And Waterbury is a hard place. Waterbury can be a hard sell.
I would say that. Yes.
I don't know. And yes, we say that, but at the same time,
It's not a
because
bad thing, though.
it's not a bad thing. Because I say that, people would say that to me because of me being in business or whatever. But I mean, when I first opened up the shop, I had a business coach, and he did a demographic study, and he says your target is 5 miles from here, so outside of Waterbury. And I said, no, my target is here.
Right.
My clients come. You know what I mean? Because he went by statistics and income and all of that, and I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to him. You know what I mean? Those people are outside of Waterbury didn't know me, but I have people that come from outside of Waterbury. You know what I mean? I got clients from Bristol, Hartford, this, that, and the other. But like you said, it might be a hard sell, but actually it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and that's a good point because this is you made me think of something else, and I don't mean I'm not throwing shade at Waterbury
Right,
at
right.
all.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
no,
So
right.
to be clear,
Right.
but we tough.
Yeah.
We tough.
Yeah.
I'm tough because I grew up here.
Right, right.
This place made me
Same
tough.
here, yes.
So that's what I mean. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, like, when I was writing the book, right, I had a couple of people. I had two people who I respect, who are scholars, who are, well read, well written, well known, and I asked them to read the book. And one of the criticisms that they thought, or one of the things that they were unsure about, was they said, who are you writing the book for? And I said, I'm writing this for my people. I'm writing this for my people, and mainly my people back home. But specifically, but generally, a lot of people will be able to grasp what I'm writing, and I'm writing them for people like me, the kids who are like me, people who have kids that were like me, people who care about, love the kids who were like me. Right. Y'all know how I was when I was younger. So I said, I'm writing the book for them, and I'm writing them for the kids who are like me. So I'm essentially excluding all of my colleagues and my peers who are academics. I'm not writing it for y'all.
Right.
I'm not writing it for white folks. If y'all like it, if y'all on board with it, if you're interested, if you happen to care and love young black boys in that way, then then it's for you too.
Absolutely.
Right? But I'm essentially writing it for us, and specifically and mainly for Waterbury. So this was the critique I got from them. They said, well, the language, it seems too much. It seems like it's too, and I was like, you don't really know my people. You don't, these white folks too, these white, you don't really know my folks like that.
Right.
You don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, and we had this conversation.
Yeah.
I said, nah, I don't think you understand. I said, when I was young, I think I said this the last time too. I said, but when I was young, but it's to the point that you made. I said, when I was young, I said I wanted to read something like this, and if I didn't understand something, I would go to the dictionary. And they were like, but they're not you. And I'm like, what? But they're not you. Like, I'm the super Negro. I'm the special one.
My
I
goodness.
guess, you know how,
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Right. So, nah, they are. And so the point is, like you said, Waterbury showed love. They showed love. So
They did.
that's a clear example that aligns with what you say. I didn't listen to the experts, and I did what I thought would happen.
You went by your heart.
Right. And the results are, even though they're still early.
You have receipts.
Right. Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. You sold out of the book yesterday.
I did.
Exactly.
And let me tell you, because my girlfriend Daphne and Taisha, they were upset because they were like, they don't have no more books. And I tried to give them, because I lent my book out to somebody that didn't give it back to me till yesterday. And I was like, I got to get another book. And so, but there was only one. And she says, all right, never mind. I said, listen, you snooze, you lose, but you could order it. He's going to have more. Yeah, because they showed up and showed out.
Yeah,
that
they
was,
did.
And I say that because, you do have people. I meet people out of Hartford. Hartford is a different beast. You know what I mean? As far as, like I said before, looking for us. You know what I'm saying? Like in Connecticut, you kind of got to look for us, right? We're not out there like that, right? But Hartford, to me, I don't have to look for us, But what I do is I bring back that energy from Hartford here. The things that, we're passionate about. I'm not giving up on Waterbury, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else did. And I tell people all the time, Waterbury is not what y'all see or what is depicted. You have to be here. You know what I mean? You have to be here, whether you grew up here or not. I said, I have clients that migrated to Waterbury because it was more economical for them to move here, but they work in Danbury or they work outside of Waterbury. But the bond that we have, you know what I'm saying? Because I say all the time, I love my clients. I love my clients, and my clients love me, right? And this is how it is. We love Manny. Manny loved Waterbury, and Waterbury is loving on you. So, yeah, the experts can say what they want. You know what I mean? But we know, because we live and breathe it. It's in our blood, right? It's in our veins, and we up it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's making sense, but we are always, big up in,
No doubt.
right, Waterbury. Yeah, so yeah, you can say that it's hard. Yeah, it was hard because we are the smartest. You said that on the panel.
Yeah.
You was like, Waterbury has like, and you've traveled. You said that
Mhm.
yesterday. You was like, I've been everywhere, and Waterbury still has more than one of the most smartest people that you know.
No doubt. Yeah, most intellectual, most charismatic, sharpest. I mean, like, I'm, I've met people from all over, and when I think about like the people pound for pound that I know in Waterbury, like they don't take a backseat to no one. It's, and that's for real.